This show furnished by Karl Gerber and Employment Lawyers Group.
'Cause I'm a lawyer, and I love suing.
Talk Radio 790 KABC. You're listening to the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show, and I'm Karl Gerber. Listeners, I presume you're equally concerned about the crime rate in Los Angeles. I'm just sick and tired of all the home invasion robberies at my house. And it's really stupid for these thieves to come in and take my glasses. The prescription doesn't end up working for them anyway. That could very well be why my glasses are generally randomly returned and discreetly left around my house. Yeah, let's see who's in the studio tonight. I never know who Rhemus Helms, the most important man of Sun Valley, California, will send. Oh, it's Dombass, the incompetent employment defense lawyer whose office is in the back of the Nuru massage clinic.
Hey, what's with telling Nazuki she needs an indoor lawyer? 'Cause Nuru massage clinic's got too many not too typical legal problems.
She's all mixed up with neuro massages, contracting, those neuro masseuses contracting STDs during her live neuro massage trainings at the ballrooms in and around Burbank Airport. She's calling her neuro nurses tenants. Well, some of them do live in the shower. She needs an in-house lawyer.
Azuki
House counsel with the particular skill set related to the neuro massage industry could provide the world famous Nazuki proper guidance in the slippery world of neuro massage that have no boundaries.
Hey, they got boundaries now. They're making the clients wear those things.
Look, I'm not really here to provide legal advice to disreputable employers.
And now I'm having to look for office space.
My God, you're not gonna be in the cushy office in the back of the Zuki's Reseda massage parlor anymore.
Tarzana, Gerber. I'm still doing the back door thing.
Seriously, Dombass, we can't have talk like that on this show. We could be getting sponsors who manufacture revolutionary condoms.
Wow, that's big. That's like they say, if the hat don't fit, you've got to pull out.
What? I thought we were done with the O.J. Simpson trial stuff. Last time when we met on episode 58, the Mayor of Simpleton told us that O.J. Simpson topic of talk radio was passé. Nobody cared about it anymore.
Oh, I wasn't referring to the O.J. trial.
Just to get this straight, in case any potential clients want to overpay for shoddy legal services, you, Dombass, still can be found in the back of Nazuki's neuro massage clinic in Reseda, right?
It's Tarzana. The post office keeps getting it wrong. Yeah, I'm still in the back, but not the office.
Well, then where is your office? Actually, I don't know the layout of that place. No, don't draw a diagram of and put in symbols about what goes on in those different rooms.
Yeah, I'm out in the parking lot now.
In front of where the neuro nurses aren't allowed to strip anymore? But I hear they do still do that sometimes.
Nah, there's a dumpster out back in one parking space.
Then where's your office?
When you walk out the back door, that's how you get into the VIP room if you're a real high-profile client, like that political imposter last week. He come over here in the middle of your show. Yeah, the VIP room used to be my office. There's a little a wing over the door outside and before the concrete thing that prevents cars from running into the VIP room. It doesn't work so well. One night, some kid parked back there. He wasn't picking up dominoes. He went right through the back door.
Oh, that's awful. I hope nobody got hurt.
Yeah, luckily, nobody was sleeping there at the time. I mean, they were sleeping together. Aizuki and May were doing a sandwich. If they didn't have all those massage oils over on them, maybe they wouldn't have slid away. The guy, too.
Oh, wait. Your past office turned into a VIP room?
Yeah, and it's their apartment, too.
Last week when Nizuki was on, she told us about a very private room with drywall where two girls could lay down at once. Is she referring to your old office, Dumas?
In the former location of the chair where Nizuki conceived Hinito Orchid Helms with Rhemus Helms in about 94.
Dumas, there's something I've got to conceal to you. It might make you feel better.
What's that? They're going to be bringing back Kojak to TV?
Not exactly, but when Nizuki was on episode 54, which remains the most viewed episode of the show on the Karl Gerber with a K channel on YouTube, she said the actual chair where Hinita Orchid Helms was conceived with Rhemus Helms when he came into the massage clinic office to pay a gas bill. She said that chair is in Smithsonian.
You're breaking my heart.
Are you still using the replica chair now that it's in the parking lot?
Yes, sir. It is very special.
I hope the leather doesn't get ruined due to all the elements.
You know, Gerber, I think it's a whole lot drier in the parking lot. There's less elements out there than inside the clinic.
Being that you don't have a private office anymore, just an imitation conception chair, where do you meet those clients you overcharge, Dumas?
Oh, well, that's no problem. We go in a massage room.
What kind of clients are these?
Ones with lots of dough.
So how does this work? You part the thin painter's plastic that separates the rooms, maybe discreetly wipe away a little bodily fluid on the plastic and say to the client, "Here, have a seat on the mat. No, don't lay down. Oh, I thought they cleaned up all that oil. What's that white liquid? Maybe it would be better if you didn't touch it."
Hey, maybe I should put it to them that way, huh?
Well, how do you put it to them now?
Well, if it's a good prospect, I tell them, listen good. Here's the deal. You can look, but you can't go in the other side of the plastic.
Go where?
Everywhere.
What exactly are you referring to?
If I'm in the orchard room, I tell them to look over at the cherry blossom room. If I'm in the tea room, I tell them this is an equal opportunity Nuru massage clinic. Maybe they're not into that way, but if they are, there's a lot to see through that plastic.
Dumas, have you thought about getting a more legitimate office?
Hey, what's not legitimate about my office? Just 'cause the post office don't recognize it as Tarzana, that don't make it not legitimate.
Presumably you have a city business license.
Yes, sir. Now I'm hanging it, and my law school diploma over on that dumpster.
I know the Los Angeles office market is a bit overpriced right now, but you can't be practicing employment law in front of a dumpster.
Hey, I consider that dumpster in back, Yeah, I face the back door. It's in back of me. I guess I wouldn't notice if somebody dumped a body in there.
Does that happen with any regularity?
Not regularity, but it has happened.
Are you kidding?
You know what I'm thinking? I never really thought about this before. Maybe a Nuru massage clinic, especially one with no boundaries, doesn't always bring the nicest people into the neighborhood.
You're kidding. What makes you think that?
Maybe you can make me a deal. I hear you're getting a new downtown Los Angeles office.
Oh, there wouldn't be space for it to subtenant. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I am a reputable employment lawyer. I represent employees, and I can be reached during the week during normal business hours at 877-525-0700. If you're an employee and needs legal representation because you lost your job illegitimately, I can be reached at 877-525-0700. We do have an office in Sherman Oaks, Los Angeles, and in Torrance for Los Angeles County. Again, I am at 877-525-0700. During normal business hours. I am a real employment lawyer, and I would like to hear from you. I don't think you want to get involved with a lawyer like Dombass. When we come back, we'll hear more about Dombass's maybe office move from that Nuru massage clinic on the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KBC.
Come on, join the crowd. Shout it out loud.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a consistent force in fighting for the rights of California employees. They've represented thousands of employees in cases in which they've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, discriminated against at work, or owed wages individually or as a group such as a class action. The Employment Lawyers Group has maintained a high win rate and a serious record before the California courts. Please call 877-525-0700 for...
I'm a lawyer, too. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KBC. We have Dombass in studio, an incompetent employment defense lawyer is telling me he might have to leave Nizuki's office where he used to be in the back.
Yeah, so I went over to your Sherman Oaks office. I checked out the dumpster. I heard you say on one of those shows you were dumping a lot of construction stuff back there. I took a few pieces of that cinder block. It comes in handy if I'm not too busy with work and I want to do some peeping on the VIP room.
I'm going to stop putting pieces of cinder block in there.
I took some liberties in nosing around the first floor and I see some spaces I could work in.
Oh, actually, I'm quite sure you being in my office would create all sorts of conflicts of interest. It definitely wouldn't work out.
Oh, that's too bad. I'd tell the employer is willing to pay my $100,000 initial retainer. Good for about 1 month. I could make a side deal if you were on the other end of the case representing the employee. Of course, I'd have to charge the employer a special percentage for getting them that deal.
That is never going to happen.
Me getting a $100,000 retainer?
Well, that may, and that is something the state bar should look into. But as to the rest of it, I certainly wouldn't be making side deals with lawyers on the other side of the case.
Come on, Gerber. I hear when a lot of these plaintiff lawyers settle the cases, they get the other side to reimburse them for the mediator fees.
Well, that's not a side deal, Dombass.
How's it not when those defense lawyers don't want to put none of that in writing?
Not in writing, no deal. It should be in the settlement agreement.
How's that any different than paying the workers' lawyers an extra $10,000 so the client gets $100,000 less than the case is worth?
I can't really qualify this one, but I can say the issue of the mediator's fees being reimbursed allows the employment defense lawyer and or their client to increase the amount of the settlement by getting more money for an employee because the funds come from another account or allotment by the employer or insurance company, or the employer's lawyer asks for reimbursement, and that's a different account than some reserves set aside for the lawsuit.
I don't know. After Nizuki said I could be in her office, lawyer, I won't lie. I started looking.
This is great news! That's the first step to reforming, Dombass. If you got away from all those bad influences and thin painter's plastic, maybe the rest of your law practice would reform.
Reform? What's wrong with getting a Nuru massage after court? You know, Gerber, you really should try it sometime. I can get you a discount on account of us being friends and everything.
Friends? Isn't that a rather strong word?
I ain't saying we're friends with benefits. We ain't anything like that.
Well, then I presume you aren't interested in being Nizuki's in-house counsel, Dombass.
With that, I'd never make all the dough I'm pulling in representing my clients.
Since you've been doing so well, maybe you've moved out of your apartment by now. You've finally become a condo association member. I recall that was one of your dreams.
I ain't saving nothing with all my expenses.
Well, is the main expense still the track?
Nah, only maybe 20 G's a month. Nowadays, there's lots of sports betting online. You don't even have to change out of your underwear to lose your shirt.
There's only so much advice I can give you.
Then let me ask your opinion on a place I looked at.
If this is for an office, my advice is take it. Anything could be better than sitting by the dumpster in back of a Nuru massage clinic.
Nothing's popped out at me yet. I mean in terms of better office space. Over at the clinic, lots of things pop out at me.
What have you seen?
Oh, at the clinic, I've seen lots of things.
I was referring to office space.
Oh, I took the bus downtown. I see a couple of these 10-cent a dance places from the window. I pulled on that thing. It didn't stop.
Those places are still around and at 10 cents a dance?
Ah, that's just a come on. They get you in and want 20 or 50 a dance, maybe 100. More if you're too touchy-feely.
Well, how did this relate to office space?
They didn't stop at the dance hall. They dropped me on Skid Row.
Oh, I can understand that.
I had $6,000 on me. I got $10,000 in cash from a dispensary that needed a contract. I wasn't no bum.
My apologies.
I can't help it if I can afford to drop 4 G's on a Nuru massage.
I hardly can imagine when you have time to do your legal work with those $4,000 neuro massages in the middle of a business day. And I thought you got discounts.
There's this building. One side is Skid Row, one side is a tent city. Actually, it's supposed to be a parking lot. I checked it out.
The tent city? Were you scouting for urban locations for Nizuki's next clinic?
Hey, stop making jokes. I'm trying to find an office.
How did that go?
Well, you get in from Skid Row. There's some guy selling those things they put in shopping carts and cook hot dogs in. I'm asked if he says any hot dogs. He said to me, you just sold the equipment.
Oh, good tenants down there.
Yeah, he had all those stainless steel things, too, and that thin foil.
Oh, this space sounds more prestigious than being in the parking lot of a neuro massage clinic where bodies are sometimes dumped.
Hey, there's a Domino's in that strip mall, too. Even a check cashing joint. It comes in handy.
I guess if you took up the space in the shopping cart cooking sales place, you could maybe find somebody standing around cooking on a baking sheet, weld it to a shopping cart.
That's the good thing about the place. There's a couple, but for one, there's a lady selling hot dogs and fried onions.
What a perk! You could buy your big corporate client lunch over at that grease cart.
I never thought of that.
See, there is life beyond the neuromassage clinic.
I don't know, Mr. Gerber. I don't think I'd be getting away from the Nuru massage industry.
Come on, just make a clean break. You'll feel better in the end.
How's that gonna happen if there ain't no Nuru massage clinic inside the walls of my normal place of business? Dombass won't be happy.
But at least with the property backing up to Skid Row, you'd have an indoor space.
With Dombass eating all them hot dogs in the courtyard, I'd need a bathroom.
Doesn't the office have a bathroom?
The bathroom was like a secret. They wouldn't show it to me. I needed it. 4 hot dogs and onions fried and enough grease to make even you greasy.
I don't blame the landlord for not letting you into the bathroom. They probably didn't want to clean it up.
I didn't tell them none o' that. They said there was a plumbing problem.
Well, hopefully you got to use the bathroom.
Yeah, I go up and use the bathroom for those apartments.
Oh, this was a mixed-use property.
Nah, maybe mostly like you say, disreputable use.
Oh, no. I was so optimistic.
I got sort of optimistic when I went up and used the bathroom from those apartments.
All of the apartments shared a bathroom?
Nah, this one was for the people who wanted to use the green pool.
Interesting name for a pool.
Yeah, there's an old song, I think it's by the Polyester Iguanas, something like Fat Women in Green Pools.
Oh, sure, I've heard that ditty. That was a Valley College band.
Oh, yeah, you used to tour with the Polyester Iguanas. You probably got all those fat women over at the motels you guys stayed at, huh? Wow, they have green pools, don't they?
I don't recall the band touring.
Well, when I come back down the elevator over at the office, potential I see this woman get in on the 5th floor. She got one of those collapsible wagons made out of cloth. It's all loaded up with paper towels. I'm thinking, whoo-wee, I'm home again.
Oh, so do you use a lot of paper towels at the apartment?
The massage clinic.
I have no comment.
Then I'm looking at my unit. Oh, wait, the woman with the paper towels also had a suitcase on wheels.
Okay.
When I'm overlooking at my potential unit right outside, the lady with the chopping cart cooking there only has 2 tenants, not like the massage clinic. I mean business over at this place. It's big. They say couple 100,000 square feet.
2 large businesses. Maybe there would be a lot of traffic from them for your legal services.
Yeah, the tenants, they don't have no big spaces, just little stuff. The place is mostly vacant, but I see the shop in there. I see a woman with a collapsible wagon. It's all loaded up with those paper towels.
What does all this mean? The paper towels, the vacancies, the out-of-order bathroom, and of course the woman in the corridor selling hot dogs out of the shopping cart she cooks in.
You forgot the fact that she mainly just had tinfoil in the cart. She didn't have one of those real nice things the tenants facing Skid Row sold.
Can you piece this together for us?
I'm thinking, the word you would use is, disreputational.
I'll accept that, even though you mispronounced it, Dombass. Okay, so again, I'm a real workplace lawyer. I represent employees throughout the state of California. I can be reached during normal business hours at 877-525-0700 for a class action about wages owed, maybe. 877-525-0700. If a creepy guy sexually harassed you or someone you know, that's 877-525-0700 for the lawyer who's going to give a performance. 877-525-0700 for the original workplace lawyer, Karl Gerber. All right. Hope you're live streaming on the Karl Gerber with K channel if you're not listening here on KBC. Talk Radio 790.
Come on, join the crowd. Shout it out loud. I can't hear you.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a results-oriented law firm whose goal is to get the client what they deserve. They've represented thousands of California employees who've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, subjected to employment discrimination, or were owed wages on an individualized or group basis, such as a class action. They have a high rate of success. There are few situations involving employment law that they have not confronted. At the forefront of employee rights, they're often the first employee law firm to confront a new legal issue. For an experienced employment lawyer, call 877-525-0700. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, read more about the firm at employeelawca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. Make your work problem theirs to solve.
'Cause I'm a lawyer. And I love suing.
Talk Radio 790 KABC. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show, and I think I owe it to myself to get some better guests on the show. I have a bunch of weirdos babbling things every week, and we've got Dombass tonight telling us about some weird office with a bunch of paper towels that backs up the skid row he looked at, trying to get away from his Nuru massage clinic in the back.
Yeah, there's a lot of paper towels, collapsible cots, hot dogs cooked in shopping carts. Hey, Gerber, this is a sign.
A sign of what? There's some sleazy massage business running in the apartments above the mostly vacant commercial units?
No, it's a sign. Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting but spelled M&M, wants to contact us.
The one solution most men usually do in this situation is to shave their head, but I'm not going to do that because I don't have the confidence or the action movie franchise to pull it off.
Hey, you don't have hair neither.
You have to be a burly, more muscular man to make that work. If I shave my head, people will just say, hey, I didn't know Bruce Willis had leukemia.
I told you he's sending messages.
Yes, he is!
I'm losing my hair, and I suppose of all the things that can happen to you physically as a result of aging, it's really not the worst, you know. I'm kidding, of course. I'd rather have rear end cancer. Rear end. I'm very upset about it. It looks like I'm wearing a flesh-tone yarmulke.
That's, the tomato.
The what?
The tomato model.
Tomato model of what?
It's one of them, ever-growing Berber toupees that are actually nylon. It looks just like scalp. People barely can tell you got one of them ever-growing Berber toupee that are actually nylon.
Then what's the point?
Don't you know? It's like all them women who like to squeeze tomatoes.
I can't say I do know what you mean, Dombass.
Haven't you ever wondered why all them tomatoes have them soft spots?
Sort of like the soft spots on a baby's head.
Yeah, that's it.
But people's heads, they're not the same color as tomatoes.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're thinking. The tomato ever-growing Berber toupees that are actually nylon are all red. They got orange and green, too, just like the real tomatoes.
This is hopeless.
Estoy listo para hablar con Mr. Gerber.
We need to translate that.
He said he's ready to talk to Mr. Gerber.
Who?
Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting but spelled M&M.
Oh, this is big! We've still got lots of time on the show!
Podría reunirse en el edificio con los perros calientes que se cocinan en carros de compras. He's saying.
Oh, I understand Spanish. He's saying we can meet in the building with the hot dogs cooking in shopping carts.
Yeah, I knew that. It meant something.
You're suggesting Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting but spelled M&M, was behind all the weirdness at that building you looked at the offices in, Dombass?
No, that's just how they're set up over there.
I still have to get my hair cut regularly, and I get nervous before a haircut because I never know how to describe what I want to the person cutting it. I don't have the hair vocabulary for it. They'll ask what I want, and I'll say, make it look like the guy who knows exactly the value of a forever stamp, and I think they nailed it.
Nailed what? He nails guys with stamps? Gerber, throw him out.
Huh? I don't get any of this. The joke, or are you, Dombass?
Maybe he'll say something soon.
In what language?
Polish? I thought Myron, whose parents were Polish or Czechoslovakian.
Well, then what's with the Spanish? I get the whole Alfombra thing.
Yeah, he started putting on airs.
Alfombra is carpet in Spanish.
I thought they called it rug. Debe venir solo. That means he must come alone. Hey, Gerber, this is why you should go to the clinic.
Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting, but spelled M&M, wants to meet at the Nuru massage clinic?
Absolutamente no. No puedo ser visto en un lugar así.
That means absolutely not. I can't be seen in a place like that.
That's what I'm telling you, Gerber. He's put on airs. When he was just selling carpets for the townhome floors, it was like this. He was just an ordinary guy who played shirtless backgammon in Queens.
So harmless. What got into him?
Nylon, silicone.
Oh, that explains things. But wait, what's in the guy with the 3 gold 3-plug thing going on who's trespassing that really big white building near the Potomac?
Years ago, I was describing to a lady who was about to cut my hair what I wanted, and she reacted by saying, "Oh, you don't want that? You'll look like Elvis." And I said, "Thanks for the warning. I'd hate to look like that hideous bridge troll." Imagine being a lingerie salesman and telling your customer, "Oh, you don't want this bra? You'll look like Raquel Welch."
That wasn't funny. It wasn't easy trying to sell lingerie. That's why I went to work for Myron. You know who. He was already selling carpets for the townhomes floor and the head. I figured I'd get ahead.
When you start losing your hair, it's shocking because you thought it wasn't going to happen until you were older, and then you realize you kind of are older, and none of the other things that were supposed to have happened that cause hair loss have come along.
Nah, I figured I'd be lucky to have hair by the time I hit 15.
I thought you were supposed to go bald from the stress of having a powerful job and trading stocks. Not because it's a pain in the butt to schedule your Monday Nuru massage appointments because they aren't sure which head they're supposed to be massing.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They do watermelon juice massages on your head if you don't have any.
Well, do they go through a lot of watermelons?
Nah, if they got a watermelon, they'd probably keep her.
Huh?
Gerber, don't you know a lot of those girls aren't that big? With all the sliding they do, they can't put all that chest weight on the customer.
We haven't heard from that Spanish voice in a while.
Yeah, I was sort of hoping he'd give us more details.
Who is that Spanish voice?
I am the voice of reason. That's the thing. When I'm sitting in my chair in the parking lot sometimes, I think about what happened in that chair. Anyway, I hear something heavy dropped in the dumpster. I don't know if it's one of them body parts or a juiced watermelon.
Hold on. Something is coming through. In Ray Myron Alfumbra, pronounced Madding, but spelled M&M. Stand by.
How are you getting this feed?
I'm still on the RSS feed.
Strange. I don't hear anything. I mean, I see any text either. Tregua.
I heard that. It means truce.
Yeah, it means truce.
Okay, he's saying his people have been overrun by sex robots.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna have the sex robots go into the ever-growing Berber toupee plants that are actually growing nylon.
Well, I merely threw something out there. I don't control those things. As Rhemus Helms willed it? Rhemus Helms willed it.
Toda la tripulación tiene pega.
Oh, that means his entire crew got stuck?
Gerber, I might not be the choppest paperclip in the box, but why is Myron Alfumbra pronounced Madding but spelled M&M sending these messages in Espanol? Doesn't he know everybody speaks Spanish?
Oh, no. He's tight with that man who ordered up all those migrant camps. He's completely out of touch.
Did you hear that?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I did. He said the European Union was investigating his product. Evidently unsafe products are no longer an issue in the U.S. Oh, did you hear that?
Loud and clear. I couldn't believe that.
Oh, right. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show, and it's getting a little weird here over at Talk Radio 790 KABC. We talking about Myron Alfumbra, pronounced Manning, but spelled M&M, who has an ever-growing Berber toupee that's actually nylon. And we've got hair jokes, and we've heard about Myron Alfumbra a lot on this show. But if you, changing the subject matter, and I don't know how I can, if you want to contact a real employee lawyer, that actually would be me, and I can be reached at 877-525-0700. I actually have about 15 offices in California, and they're not like Dombass in the back of the Nuru massage clinic. We tend to own most of our buildings, or we're the only tenant there. 877-525-0700 for a real wage and hour lawyer. That's me, or one of the lawyers who works for me. 877-525-0700 if you've been wrongfully terminated and want to sue. We'll be back in just a minute to hear more about Dombass on Talk Radio 790 KBC.
It's all right. We can be stupid all night. Come on, join the crowd. Shout it out.
The Employment Lawyers Group is a results-driven law firm whose goal is to get the right result for the client. They have represented employees with a high rate of success since 1993 throughout the state of California. They're only paid and if they are able to collect money from the employer, so there's not any upfront fees or costs in order to hire them. They have represented thousands of employees who've been terminated from their jobs, sexually harassed, subjected to employment discrimination, or are owed wages in an individualized or group basis such as a class action. Call 877-525-0700. That's 877-525-0700. They have operators standing by. They can also be reached at employeelawca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. Hire them and make your workplace problem theirs to solve.
I'm a lawyer. And I love suing.
Yeah, I sue sometimes. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm Karl Gerber, and, sometimes I wonder if my guest Dombass got hit on the head with a baseball bat because maybe he wasn't using that blue star for scalp itch, because he's not very bright. He marked Exhibit 8?
Laser pointer received when on call.
No matter who.
Yes.
Would it be called let me understand the process correctly.
Near each other.
Doors and walls.
Normal working hours.
I'm glad we're able to explain that to the listeners, Dombass.
Email goes out to the entire group.
Well, then it isn't confidential.
Depositions.
Oh, yes, a procedure to take testimony under oath, not to literally take the testimony and not give it back. Just ask a bunch of irrelevant questions, hoping something bites.
Like bed bugs.
If you're fired for calling OSHA because of bed bugs at your workplace, I'll take your case. 877-525-0700 during normal business hours. 877-525-0700. And I'll talk to you in complete sentences. 877-525-0700 to write your legal brief and get everyone's attention. This is not a joke. I repeat, not a joke. I really am a licensed lawyer in 4 states.
Gerber, you gotta own it.
I own my own paper cups. I don't mooch off others.
Just because I steal the paper cups when I show up for a deposition, that don't mean I ain't got my own paper cups. See, once I put them in my briefcase, they're mine. Nobody's gonna ask for them back.
There's a lot of differences between you and I, Dombass.
I know. You've got yourself hair, and I go get myself hair.
Oh, no more of these hair jokes.
The reason why I came here.
There was a reason?
Yeah, now I'm remembering. I was wondering if I could sue a client, 'cause I don't get no meal break when I'm on their case. The client keeps interpreting me when I am trying to eat. Interrupting, sorry.
Oh, God, Dombass, you're allegedly a licensed attorney. You're exempt from meal and rest break laws. That was a seriously stupid question. It just shows how incompetent you are.
What about if I hire Azuki to do some work for me? Does that make her a dual employee? I mean, tenant of me and Azuki.
Look, exotic dancers and neuro nurses aren't tenants. They are likely to be employees of the place they work, and since you aren't in business with Nizuki and presumably is Kooky performs a different work for you, then there isn't some joint enterprise between you and Nizuki where you are employing is Kooky for that enterprise.
Yeah, I use Izuki for the same thing Nazuki does.
Well, then how in the world is that a justified business expense?
Legal research.
How?
Just in case I ever have to represent a Nuru nurse.
Oh, actually, maybe it helped you understand Nizuki's business, helped you determine whether you'd want to be her in-house counsel.
Gee, Gerber, you're a genius.
Compared to somebody whose spelling of his name is so close to dumb, most people think it's dumb, and then the thing in the rear.
Nobody makes fun of my mother. She was a very proper French woman, living in an Italian neighborhood in the Bronx.
Bronx? Brooklyn? Not sure you're from either.
Yeah, I've been meaning to say something about Nazuki wanting how do they call that? In-house boy. Now I think that's very racist.
The term is in-house counsel.
Some boy sitting around her Nuru massage clinic, ready to do all her errands. I'm not cleaning up all those spent condoms.
Dumas, in-house counsel is counsel employed by a company. They become experts on the legal affairs of the company. They might direct outside counsel who's a private law firm hired to defend a case or maybe bring a case.
See, this is racist. They've got these houseboys, and then they've got these lawyers who have to use the outhouse like they ain't good enough to use the golden shower room over at the massage clinic.
Wow, Nizuki's really gone to town on this remodel with the gold shower heads and all. Are those gold-plated or actually 14-karat gold?
Gerber, that ain't what it means.
Oh, you mean they've got brass fixtures in there. I do like bright brass or polished brass, even though most people aren't so much into it anymore.
Hey, we're getting another message from Myron Alfumbra, pronounced Matting, but spelled M&M.
Yes, I hear it.
Gerber, that was a great idea.
Oh, thanks.
Did you come up with that?
Oh, I just suggested it.
Yeah, that was a good idea, too.
Oh, actually, it was Cindy D's idea.
What the heck are you talking about?
Don't you know Dumb Hit? It's when Cindy D dressed up like Mistress Lubov. Not her, but the sex robots. They went into Myron Alfumbra, pronounced Matting, but spelled M&M's ever-growing Berber. That is actually Nylon Factory, and the workers let in the robot. She whipped the nylon with a infectious dissolving agent. It wiped out enough her ever-growing Berber that is actually nylon, that if it was all strung out in one little Nuru massage room, my old office, it would go beyond the galaxy to Kepler 452b, the planet's most likely capable of sustaining life.
Yes, that's enough ever-growing Berber that it is actually nylon, that it would reach 1,402 light years from Earth.
Oh, what part of Earth? Maybe, Queens.
It doesn't matter. Any part of the Earth is less than a light year from the other part.
Yeah, that's funny. I thought the desert was a light year from, say, Chicago, where it's dark and gloomy a lot in the winter.
Now we've got Myron Alfumbra, pronounced Matting, but spelled M&M on the run.
Where's he running? The New York Marathon ain't till November 1st, 2020. Oh, there must be marathons before that one.
I was really hoping to get into the nuances of when a domestic worker might have to work more than 9 hours in a day or more than 45 hours in a week to get overtime. You know, that's not always the norm.
Domestic? Like a domestic cat? would I be a domestic worker if I go in Azuki's Nuru massage house? Oh, Azuki makes a house with Nazuki and Mai's the roof, and I'm all the sandwich in between, sliding all over the place. Hey, do you think Nazuki would still consider me for the domestic job?
I don't know why the concept of in-house counsel is so hard for you to understand. It's not a domestic job. In fact, general counsel, who is in-house counsel, often becomes the president of the company because they know the company's legal affairs so well.
Does that mean I could get my own hairdresser? Or would Myron Alfumbra, pronounced Matting but spelled Eminem, be my hairdresser too? Wow, that would be something. My old boss trimming my back hairs.
You do have some head hair above your ears.
Gerber, do you think I'd look good if my hair looked like that guy Myron Alfumbra, pronounced Matting but spells Eminem? Does the tree plug trims on?
Absolutely not! Dumas, being the president of the company is not being the president of the United States.
I mean, it's the same title. Ain't it anyway? Oh, now I get it. Trump was the houseboy before he got moved up to president. Oh yeah, that explains everything. Melodica was a Nuru nurse. Yeah, I saw pictures of her with her fake boobies. Nazuki doesn't have any girls like that. Oh, maybe that's why Nazuki is the most famous Nuru nurse in the country. Maybe the rest of those Nuru nurses knock their clients out with their boobs, rob them, and there ain't no happy ending in that story.
That's right. Nazuki said, no always rob clients. Okay, so, this is sketch comedy with a tingle or twinge or tinkle of employment law. And that's just because some people are really smart erudites and want to learn a lot. But if you have a real employment problem, I do want to hear from you during normal business hours at the office at 877-525-0700. Nothing about ever-growing Berber toupees that are actually nylon. That's 877-525-0700 for righteous representation. 877-525-0700 for the employment lawyer that will script your case and make all the adverse witnesses sound like the idiots that come on this show every week and are referred by Rhemus Helms, the most important man of Sun Valley, California, who made his fortune when his genital got infringed. So please catch up on old episodes on the Karl Gerber with the K channel on YouTube. We had comedian Matthew on tonight, and we'll be back from 7 to 8 next week on this station, KABC Talk Radio 790 for the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. Have a wonderful week of workplace abuse.
Shout it out loud! I can't hear you! Okay, I can hear you now!
This show furnished by Karl Gerber and Employment Lawyers Group.